When you're applying for a job or internship, you might be one of dozens or even hundreds of applicants for that position. So how do you make yourself stand out from all the other applicants? By writing strong accomplishment statements. And to write strong accomplishment statements, you can use the 3-question method, also known as STAR. What did you do? Start your statement with a strong action verb and describe the situation, task, problem you were given or resolved. Example: market event to 300 club members. How did you do it? Describe what action you took and what skills you used to complete the task, deal with the situation, or resolve the problem. Example: utilize multiple social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. What were the results? Describe the positive outcome or impact you had on the client, customer, or organization. Whenever possible, include quantifiable data such as numbers, percentages, or frequency of an activity. Example: increased event registration by 20%. If you don't have quantifiable data or numbers, consider using phrases such as improved, reduced, streamlined, etc. Let's take a look at how you can combine the answers to these 3 questions into one final strong accomplishment statement. Final statement: utilize multiple social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram to market event to 300 members, increasing event registration by 20%. Now let's take a look at a weak example of an accomplishment statement. The applicant's bullet statement doesn't provide us with much to go on. Made check-in system. First of all, the verb made is not very strong. It does not paint a very vivid mental picture of what the applicant was doing. We also don't know much about the context of their actions. Was it in a restaurant, an office, a ticket stand? Who knows? Finally, this applicant doesn't have any information at all about the results of their actions and work activities. How many clients did they serve? How often? What was the positive value of the check-in system? See how the lack of information greatly reduces the effectiveness of this applicant statement? Now let's see 2 different examples of how this applicant statements look with some deeper critical and reflective thinking using the 3 questions we learned earlier. Develop new check-in system to process clients more efficiently, ensuring approximately 200 clients per week receive appropriate services. Gather data from check-in system to create weekly reports on Excel. See how the verb developed is much stronger than made? We can also tell that this applicant apparently worked in an office where clients come to receive services of some sort. The type of services isn't really important, but the number of clients per week, 200, indicates a fairly high amount of traffic. We also learned that this applicant has technical skills such as Excel. Clearly, this version of the applicant's accomplishment statements are much more effective than the first because these statements communicate so much more, yet are still brief enough for a resume. So as you develop your own accomplishment statements, remember these tips. Start each bullet point with an action verb that is strong and specific. Provide just enough detail for your audience to get a sense of the situation, task, or problem you faced. Explain the results of your actions using numbers, and always focus on the positive outcomes of your actions and work activities.